welcome back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I'm excited to get into today's pick a card. Today we're going to see who is your one true love. We're going to describe them in great detail so you can know exactly who this is. And we're getting into any details Spirit has to say about that, how to align yourself with your one true love. Where is your one true love? We'll get into all of those, questions today. So yeah, my Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. Other than that, you can pause the video if you need more time with the piles. You can always pick more than one pile as well. We have group 1 with the zebra stone, group 2 with the sunstone, group 3 with the green zebra stone, and group 4 with the sodalite stone. So like I said, pause the video if you need more time with the piles, but we're just going to get started. All right, if you chose pile 1 with the zebra stone, this is your reading. We're using the Tarot Illuminati for you today, and we're going to see who is your one true love. Spirit, this is for group 1. For group 1, we are interested in their one true love. Please show us who that is. For group 1, what do they like? Who is this person? So right away we got the Sun card coming out, which is divine masculine energy, very much so life-giving energy, leader energy, very dependable. And I'm liking this. We got earth, we got fire in terms of elements. So this person is grounded yet passionate, a leader yet warm, firm yet understanding. They may come across more observative in the beginning. I feel like this person is hard not to notice though, because we have Leo and Libra that came up in terms of zodiac signs. So they could have this in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus placement, Libra or Leo. But these are signs like Libra's ruled by Venus. Venus can be a very, romantic planet, and Libras tend to lean towards like vibes, fantasies, aesthetics, beauty, passion, intimacy. So they have a little dose of feminine energy here and there. They actually have a good amount of feminine energy, but it's like the more harsher aspects of the feminine, or the stronger aspects of the feminine, like the pure love and life force of the feminine, but very much so masculine as well. So this person definitely goes for what they want. I can say that for sure. They like to be a leader. They don't really follow what other people say. They could even be a little rebellious at times. The Libra and Leo together is kind of like, I'm going to do what feels good. I'm going to do what I want to do, what feels right to me. I'm going to lead with my heart and with empathy. But I'm still going to have fun and get what I want and do what I want to do. So they can be very persuasive. And they can also be very like aggressive, like very much so pursuant. Like, I want what I want and I'm going to get it. And I'm not going to hide what I want. I'm not ashamed about what I want. This is what I want. What's the price? Like, what is the price to have you? What is the price to get to know you? Like, they're going to take all of those steps. And that's just kind of who they are. Like, that's their character. Again, we got that sun energy. Now we also have earth energy here, which is, feminine energy, Mother Earth, but still can be very masculine. Like, you think of like volcanoes, things with like massive amounts of power, hurricanes, weather. The things that happen on Earth in certain terrains are not livable, and they can really catch you slipping. So So this person, it's like there's this darkness here with them, and this realness and this grit, and this like dark feminine energy. This person really knows what people want and what people respond well to. They're coming across like as a bit smooth, someone who is just smooth, and it's not smooth talker. Not with this person. It's not smooth talker. It's like they're just smooth. They kind of naturally get what they want. They lead with their heart, and things just kind of work out in their favor most of the time. So this person, to be honest, they get away with a lot. They probably got away with a lot when they were younger. But your one true love is a little rebellious, a little rough around the edges, but genuinely pretty soft and warm on the inside, and like family or community oriented. Very caring and genuine, but also very passionate. And what's the word I want to use? Like self-focused, like not selfish, but has like a strong sense of opinion, a strong sense of self, that kind of thing. Spirit, show us more. So with their one true love, what direction can you give group one about this? Where is this one true love? How does this one true love relate to group one? You guys may be manifesting in this connection to some degree. We have the Magician's Sword, which is actually an opportunity. Some of you are already manifesting. At the bottom of the Magician's Sword, it says confidence in your magic. So again, some of you are already manifesting this. Some of you are manifesting this energetically, and you know that. You'll have like this feeling of confirmation, like, yeah, I know I'm manifesting things, but you know that your method of manifestation is much more natural versus like, oh, maybe I do spell work or I try certain methods, So some of you are already manifesting in love, but this is also an opportunity for those of you who aren't. You're in this Magician's Sword energy, so you need to have confidence in your magic, and you need to have confidence, you know, to ask and to, you know, put yourself out there. Because some of you may be afraid of getting denied. We have the Sky Dancers with surrender, and that's all about fate. That's all about fate and harmony. You may be seeing 333, mind, body, and soul type of energy. So I see that Spirit is trying to get you to surrender to the way that this has to be manifested for you specifically. We got the closing door here. At the bottom of this one, it says completion. So it looks like whoever your ex is, that wouldn't be, you know, this person that we're talking about, especially if there was some sort of soulmate or connection denial with that person, because if they're very similar, then that means Spirit is likely sending you another, you know, manifestation of that person, but just one that's ready, because you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. Spirit can put us together with the perfect match, and we can still deny it. People do it every day. And so sometimes that's just the reality. So for some of you, maybe it's allowing the last door to close and having confidence in your magic, manifesting this in and surrendering and allowing that. That's the key. But how you relate to this, or how this is manifesting in your life, we have the closing door with completion. So there's some sort of ending that's happening, likely with an old romantic partner. And some of you who haven't dated for a while, you've still been fantasizing before you sleep, or just fantasizing in general, or still holding on to hope, still checking on someone of the past. That's not letting go. That's like not being completely single. You know, you're still wrapped up in someone. So even if it's like, yo, I've been single for 3 years, Spirit can't tell me, it's like, are you still feeding that energy, or have you really been single? Listen, food for thought for some of you, but I do see something ending, Spirit calling you to surrender when it comes to allowing things to happen. So the fine details, your part would be to manifest what it is that you want, but then after that, just leaving it to Spirit. So that may be where you're seeing a hiccup or some resistance in your love life. If you have a hard time, like not checking on your manifestations, you know, they say like, you keep touching it, it's not going to cook. You got to let it boil, you know, you got to let it do its thing. But if you're a worrier or an overthinker or, you know, a control freak wanting to be involved, that's going to be easier said than done. So we have the me talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So spirit has been trying to get you to get into your like spiritual care routine. And it's not just so you can relax and do the self-care thing, but you literally need to repair your body, mind, and spirit. More of that 333 energy. Especially if you see that like a lot of times when you wake up or when you leave the gym, spirit is saying like you need to, you know, take care of yourself. Here's a reminder, like take care of yourself. So if spirit's kind of been leading you to purchasing certain products or engaging in certain things, there's definitely a higher purpose to that. Spirit, anything else? We have the eye of the needle with intentionality. That's interesting. Some of you guys may have been wanting to get into sewing or designing your own clothes or knitting, crocheting, something like that. Some sort of hobby that has to do with putting your intention into something and seeing it from start to finish and making something beautiful afterwards. Even cake decorating, I'm hearing. Cake decorating, spirit just said, for someone. But the eye of the needle with intentionality, like, I'm hearing eye of the tiger now. Spirit is definitely trying to get you to be a part of this process. Magician's sword, eye of the needle. You know, spirit is saying, I want you to really tell me what it is you're looking for. So take some time soon to write down, to communicate with spirit, like, this is what I'm looking for. This is how I'm feeling. Thank you for, you know, those past experiences, but I am ready to move on to the next level, to my next connection. Whatever you want to say. And be intentional and take some time to think about what it is you really want and what it is you really need. Spirit, who is their one true love? What else can you tell us for group 1? We have Temperance and the Two of Swords. So Spirit is trying to, again, bring you into that place of temperance, bring you into that place of balance. But with this Two of Swords, there's some sort of uncomfortability here. It's like spirit is trying to get you to do a trust fall right now. And it's not working out. Like Two of Swords, after I finally sort things out, it's like, okay, if I do repair the, you know, body, mind, and spirit and I do everything right, am I just going to be disappointed again? Because that makes me want to choose a different path. That makes me want to, you know, live my life, you know, like, you know, it's the end times. Maybe you would make different decisions if you had certain confirmation. So I feel like that's the big hurdle right now, and spirit is trying to work you through that. I'm hearing, what's that song by SZA? I'm hearing SZA. I'm hearing that the beginning, like, if I let go of control, da 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 da, things would just be fatal. I'm hearing that part. I think that's Supermodel, the first song on the album, on Control. We have the King of Pentacles here. I feel like you want the best for yourself. And we have the Three of Swords. So you may be wanting like a King of Pentacles, someone who can financially support you, but that may be you manifesting from a place of love. Or sorry, heartbreak, Three of Swords. And I have had that before. Like I've been with a partner that wanted to, you know, fully support me and was doing exactly that. And I still left that relationship. So I learned it the hard way personally, that you can have like everything that you think you may want, but it's still not worth it if you don't have that connection. Like I felt like I was being like abused when that person would touch me, because that's how much I didn't want to be with them. And it didn't matter that I literally didn't have a worry in the care in my, I'm telling you, if I didn't want to work, I would never have to work. If I didn't want to do anything, I could have done that. But it still wasn't enough, because you still have to live with that person, be around that person, you know, be with that person, touch that person. And that can be a very like soul sucking, confusing like place to be in. So I can definitely say from firsthand experience, manifesting a King of Pentacles or someone who can take care of you is not always, you know, worth it. And with this Three of Swords, some of you are really battling with that. And I feel like you need someone in the middle. If you're looking for stability, this person has stability with all this earth energy and all this sun energy. And I do feel like they'll take care of your heart with the Leo and the Libra energy here. With this fire, they're ambitious. They're not lazy. They're a go-getter. But they may not be like, you know, a millionaire or someone who has everything that you may want from a relationship by the way, or sorry, from a relationship right away. You may have to build that up and grow into that. So we have the Tower and the Nine of Wands in reverse. You may also be used to things like relationships starting really quickly, or there being a lot of passion in the beginning. You may go for like bad boys, bad girls, like, you know, the shadowy archetype. And I feel like this is much more safe. So Spirit is saying Spirit is also saying, I'm trying to get you compatible with that, with this person. Repairing your body, mind, and spirit. Once you do that, you're going to be in a frequency where you can value a person like this and where you can see things clearly. And that's another reason why Spirit is saying, like, I'm trying to work certain things into your life right now. So everything is definitely connected. We have the Seven of Wands, which is just a card of building, hard work, taking your time, fighting those obstacles, getting it out the mud. Four of Swords in reverse, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Prince of Wands in reverse. That's really Spirit saying, like, Prince of Wands in reverse, you don't need to have intention right now. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I don't need you worrying about the investment. Or Four of Swords in reverse, thinking too hard about this. I really just need you to surrender right now. And we have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So Spirit is saying, like, being in your Queen of Cups energy would really benefit you. You know, the Queen of Cups is like one of the mother archetypes. She has a lot of foresight, and she can oftentimes really see the big picture. And she's the Queen of Cups, but she's always like pictured in the tarot with some sort of like gold chalice or pot of gold at the bottom of her feet, money, abundance, because she attracts through her heart. So she gets to experience those same luxuries and beauties of life, but just through a different way. So I feel like Spirit has really been trying to show you your custom manifestation method, group one. And in order to manifest your one true love, there is going to have to be a shift in your frequency that's going to match them. Or I would just say, like, a shift in your frequency that finds one that they're also in, because it's like Spirit can also be working on both of you at the same time, trying to get you both in the same frequency. So it's not always like, oh, they're already there and you just need to catch up. A lot of times Spirit, you know, calls two people in the same place at the same time, and that's when things pop off serendipitously. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. Spirit, what can you tell us about their one true love? We have Virgo, the alchemist. And then we have Taurus, the bombshell. So a lot of earth energy coming up, talking about this one true love. And we did get the earth card that did come, or the earth element that did come up. So this person could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or have that somewhere prominently in their chart, like their Mars placement, because you're really going to see that in how they take action, how they get what they want. Virgo says methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, healthy, discerning, witchy, subtle, accurate. Spirit has really been trying to get you into like divination, whatever that means for you. For some of you, that's getting a tarot deck. For some of you, that's a pendulum. For some of you, it's trusting your own intuition. For some of you, it could be just opening yourself up to be a channel to receive messages from Spirit, God, the divine, which can channel from anywhere. I've literally received channel messages, I swear to God, I'm not even joking, from a fork. It actually wasn't a channeled message. God sent me divine love through a fork. I might as well expand on it because it's like, what the hell? It was just the window, the fork was sitting by the window, and the light from the sun shined onto the fork, and it looked so beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. And I was like, holy cow, like I can feel God's presence right now. I can feel God speaking to me through this fork. And in that moment, God sent me some divine beauty that day that got me through, that brightened my mood so that I can get done what I needed to get done. So Spirit will communicate to you. You could be in a padded room, all white, nothing, and Spirit will send you your channeled messages, your love, whatever it is you need to receive. So maybe for some of you, it's just about opening yourself up. And then we have Taurus, the bombshell, which is really more about embracing it. So after you refine it, refine yourself, get more pure with yourself by continuing to do that shadow work, continuing to peel back the layers, continuing to allow yourself to expand into deeper levels of acceptance and understanding. Then you can really pop out and it'll be so authentic and just like pure that it manifests something to you so much faster. A lot of people put out this false image of themselves, so it takes so long for them to find a relationship that is even just decent. And it's because they're putting out something that isn't authentic, so they're getting that referred back to them and it's not authentic, you know? So Spirit is really trying to help you move past that and attract someone who's really authentic, and that requires you to tap in further and then embody earthy, practical, productive, fertile. Those are some of the things that it says on Taurus, and it's really about stepping into yourself and allowing yourself to be who you are after you know who you are. So yeah, that is what I have for you, Group 1. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading, but that was your message today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose Group 2, we are using the Gilded Tarot Royale for you. Or sorry, this is actually just the Gilded Tarot, not the Gilded Tarot Royale. But yeah, we are going to see who is your one true love, Group 2. Spirit, this is for Group 2 with the Sunstone. Show us their one true love. Who is this person? Their one true love for Group 2. We got Virgo, we got Fire, we got Scorpio. Good God. That is quite the combination. Oh, that's scary. Mercury and Pluto. Or who rules Virgo? I'll already know by the time I post this video, but let me know in the comments if I haven't looked it up. What planet rules Virgo? But okay, so we got water, we got earth here, and we got fire. So first of all, this person is passionate with that fire energy. They have a zest for life. Tapping in, I feel like this person is very fun. We have Virgo. This person can be a bit of a perfectionist, but naturally a caretaker at heart, someone who does want to help, someone who does want people to be happy, someone who does want the best for you. And then we have Scorpio, okay? Underworld zaddy, underworld mommy, Scorpio, ruled by freaking Pluto. Yeah, we have Scorpio energy here, water energy. So I feel like that gives this person some depth. I feel like that gives them some grit as well. For those of you who have had like a hard upbringing, or you need someone who's like real, you know, someone who understands like the struggle or raw emotion, someone who can go there with you, who will allow themselves to be free enough to express themselves with you and to be honest with you. This person has that depth and that ability to resonate. So if you're someone who gravitates more towards darker archetypes, this person can still hold space for you and love you, because they can understand, you know, what that dark archetype or that dark love can look like. And how it's still needed, you know, the yin and the yang. In order to truly be whole and pure, you have to accept all of those parts of yourself. So we have Mars here. This person will fight for you. They will fight for your relationship. And, you know, Mars is the god of war, the planet of how you take action, how you get what it is that you want. And it looks like this person does that in a very masculine kind of way, very calculated with that Virgo element. I feel like that just kind of ups the ante and makes this kind of like psychological. This person is well versed in psychological warfare and also psychological love. If you need a psychological kind of love, if you need to be intellectually stimulated, this person is going to be able to do that for you. Or if you need a depth to your relationship, they're going to be able to do that for you. And also with Mars, they have the foresight. Mars and Virgo together is a really good combination because it's like, okay, let's do this the right way. So not only are they afraid not to take action, they typically take the right action because with that Virgo element is well thought out. With the Scorpio element, they have their wisdom, their feeling, their intuition, their inner knowing attached to it. And then Mars, they have the execution and, you know, the fire makes it like, okay, they're not lazy. They actually can overcome intellectual warfare. So yeah. I like this person. They have a lot of depth to them, and I also feel like they're really smart and they can be very calculated. This is definitely a plotter. So if you're someone who likes to know the plan or likes to have a plan or a goal, oh my God, you're going to love this person because they will set those goals and go towards them with you. Not only do they have the foresight to see the best possible road to take, but they have the fire and the Mars to like, you know, give them the energy to be able to do so. And then we have Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, second to last in the zodiac, a very developed place in the zodiac. It is air energy, but Aquarius is the water bearer. So it does have a connection to water. So this person, I feel like they kind of have it all. They're very intelligent. They're versed in dark femininity, dark masculinity. They may have read some of Robert Greene's books like The Art of Seduction and The 48 Laws of Power. This person is very much so like intellectually sound. This is the type of person who can start their own civilization. Like this is the kind of person who you want on your team if you're going on like the challenge, you know, like one of those game shows where it's like you got to have like the muscle but also the mental and the stamina and da da da. This is like that kind of person, that kind of energy. Okay, Spirit. So for group 2, for their one true love, how do they get this? How is this happening for them? How are they meeting their one true love? Or what is required? Where are they in their process when it comes to their connection to their one true love? Got a lot of cards wanting to jump out for you right away. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's kind of scary. Okay, so we have Lost in Space and the Feast of Plenty. Feast of Plenty is really sticking out to me as card number 20. 2020 may have been significant, like really significant for you. That could have been where there was really a shift in your life where you had the ability to kind of quantum leap and get bumped up a few levels. At the bottom of Feast of Plenty, though, it says choices and consequences. So there's some sort of choice that you've been experiencing the consequences of, like up until now, up until 2023 or whenever you're watching this. And we have Lost in Space at the bottom of that. It says needing direction. So for you, group 2, in order to align with your one true love, there is a need for you to kind of accept and move past whatever consequences you're experiencing from past decisions, to also forgive yourself for maybe not optimizing, you know, the time that you had or whatever opportunity you may have had. I just realized that the other day, like so many people, like now that we're in a space collectively where we're conscious, we have the ability to say, no, let me use me, instead of like the man or, you know, society or a business, you know, using me. Let me use me. But you're still going to get run down whether you're the boss or someone else is the boss. So if you're really going to be the boss, you have to have that bird's eye view where you're also making sure that you're keeping in balance. So there's that. But needing direction, I would say that I don't feel like you're in alignment with your one true love. For some of you, it's going to be because of some, like, it doesn't even feel like consequences, like keeping you apart. It's not a forever thing. It just feels like you're having a hard time accepting the consequences and rebuilding from something that may have happened in 2020 or 2021. or a few years back. We have the lay of the land with ancestral wisdom. So Spirit's been communicating to you through your dreams and different spiritual planes. You may be daydreaming a lot, but it's like you're dissociating. I don't feel like you're actually here. I do feel like you're going somewhere, group 2. So pay attention to that dissociation, because it's not just daydreaming. It's something else. You're going to a plane. I'm seeing Black Panther. You know how they like bury them in the sand and then they go to the other plane. I'm seeing that scene in like the first one where, you know, they had him sipping on that scissor, and then he had went and he could see his dad. It's giving that kind of energy where your guides are communicating to you. So it's like you're at this 0 point, group 2. And this relates to love, but also other areas in your life. Your guides are trying to give you ancestral wisdom right now. They are trying to help you. We have the heart home with compassion. So maybe you're a heart generator, someone who gets most of your energy from your heart space. And that's very important to know how you manifest, because for me, I've never felt connected to my sacral chakra as a source of manifestation. I've never been called to sacral chakra manifest. Well, actually, yes, I have. I did have like a year where I did, and I was specifically called to it, and that's why it worked so well at the time being. But right after that season was over, I wasn't into it anymore. I didn't need to do it. I wasn't obsessed with the power of it. It was very much so like, yeah, that served a purpose and we can move past that now. It just hasn't been my source of power. That's not where I resonate, where my personal power is. My personal power is more in other spaces. So yours may be the heart. You may manifest through feeling. Feeling may quite literally be the secret for you. So maybe your guides are trying to get you to focus on feeling, and that's why it's so important for you to be having fun and enjoying your life at this time, because they're trying to activate your heart space. And then once you're activated in that way, there will be a portal, there will be a space where you can move through and you can manifest again. But Spirit has to get you in that frequency. We have the deep quiet card number 11. Meditation and stillness at the end, at the bottom of that. And I've had this problem specifically with meditation, where it's like I'll have, you know, months where I'm getting like the deepest meditation, and then like just this complete standstill where I cannot scrape the surface of getting into that zone where I was deeply meditating just the day before. And in those times, I have to sit in that stillness and hear what Spirit is telling me to do, and then move in that way. And that's where Spirit has you right now. But I don't know, maybe it could be the ego, maybe it could be a lack of trust, maybe it can be too much influence from the outside, other people and what they're doing, seeing everybody else's manifestation methods be like easier or perceived as better or different than yours. So you're wanting to, you know, hop on to like, you know, the trends. But Spirit has got you. Spirit has got your back. So in terms of, you know, how you relate to your one true love right now, or your path to them, Spirit is trying to take you there, but you do have to surrender to that journey. Spirit is leading you where you need to go. Okay. Let's see what else we can get. Spirit, what else can you tell us about group 2, their one true love? Wow, we have the 10 of Cups, but we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse here. So that's a loss or a release of control. Either a loss or release of control are going to be the two biggest themes. But you'll probably know, like, intuitively what Spirit has been, you know, kind of telling you and things of that. You guys may be used to being in control, or you may be really addicted to your power. There's also something I'm hearing, like, obsessed with you. You want people to be obsessed with you for some of you. And this person, listen, we got Scorpio, we got Mars, we got some good placements here, even Virgo for love. That makes up a really, really like addictive kind of personality. So I feel like you're going to get the love that you need. But you're not getting those messages up front anymore. And I don't know, there's, you know, again, something from the past that some of you are still kind of hanging on to or upset about or haven't fully processed or let go of. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Justice card in reverse. Also, for some of you, Spirit has been telling you it's not the right time. Maybe it's the timeline that's not vibing with you, so it's hard for you to lean into what Spirit is telling you to do, because it's like, well, Spirit, I don't agree to that timeline, so why would I agree to put in the work to get that when I don't agree with it manifesting that way? There may be, you know, some sort of like semantic type argument happening like that. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse in the Hierophant. So Spirit is saying this is going to happen in more of a Saturnian kind of way, more of a hard work, or not even hard work, but just like the winding path, like the journey kind of way, versus like instant manifestation type of deal. Spirit, what can you tell us about their one true love? We have the Page of Cups here. So I see this person finding you. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You guys may just need to get you a little rose toy. Listen, because Eight of Wands, if that's what it is, if it's like you just trying to get that, like if you just trying to, you listen. You can get that, but maybe you want it all in one. And Spirit's like, okay, for the one true love, yeah, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait a while for that to come in. And they'll have what you need. But, you know, you may need somebody to set you straight energetically right now. So it's kind of like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? I feel that. I feel that so freaking hard. That'd be the thing for me too. And then I'd be like getting on myself and being mean to myself because it's like, bitch, you really want a relationship with some dude. That's a damn shame. Anyways, we got Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles here. So it's about sowing seeds that are going to manifest over time, but there's something that's clearly not right with you. So I feel like it's just going to take time for Spirit to sort that out. And honestly, once you like, it's like, does it really matter? Because you'll wake up one day. Well, I guess not necessarily if you don't put in the work or subscribe to where Spirit is showing you to go. But I feel like you would still wake up one day, you know, and finally have it. If you feel like Spirit is giving you specific messages right now, like in terms of things to do, I would definitely say make sure you're taking that action, because that would be the only thing besides time that's really in your way. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. Like, I feel like you guys need confirmation. Like, I'm not alone in this. Confirmation that it's worth it. Confirmation that what you're waiting so long for will be what you're asking for. And maybe that's the disagreement, especially if you're manifesting a specific person, because Spirit can never promise you that. Like, Spirit can put two people who are a perfect match in the same space and they will still just completely fumble. I mean, we see it all the time on these freaking dating shows where it's like, how can the entire country see that these people are the most perfect match, but one person is just, no, I need to be with this person. This is going to break my heart. Or no, I don't see it. Drama, da, da, da. You know, people are ridiculous. So if you're trying to manifest a specific person, that could be the issue. But I feel like Spirit already has, you know, a plan for you in terms of how you can connect with your one true love. And it's just about choosing it. We have all that glitters that came out. And you know the saying, all that glitters isn't gold. So maybe you're not trying to manifest your one true love. Maybe you're trying to manifest, you know, someone that maybe has a lot of wealth. You know, all that glitters is like an energy of like, okay. And we did have the King of Pentacles that showed up in reverse. So maybe you're going nowhere. You're chasing people that don't have anything to offer you. Like, even if people have money, they can be cheap as hell. But you meet like the most blue collar workers that just absolutely spoil their partners, their wives, their husbands, spend their whole checky on them, cashing them out. And they're doing construction all week to make that coin, you know, just to have you sit in the air conditioning while you shop and spend all their money. Like, so we have all that glitters is not gold. Maybe the real problem is, you know, the person that Spirit wants to align you with is not like your type. You know, maybe your one true love is not your type. And your type is based on a liking to certain attributes. But if those attributes don't actually work with you, which is a lot of things that, you know, I see so many people on dating shows, like choosing people who they don't make sense with. Like, you can look at them and see they don't make sense. And it's like, why is this person idolizing this kind of archetype? Why are they so obsessed with them? They have nothing in common. They would not work. they're not a match, yet they're going for it. Why? Because they can't have it, or they shouldn't have it. I don't know why it's like that. I mean, it's just the yin and the yang, you know? We have positive and negative, and you're going to be attracted to the negative just as much as you are going to be to the positive, because you're a whole being with positive and negative, you know, attributes. So maybe it's just a natural kind of thing. But we have the poise card. Like, Spirit is trying to level you up. Spirit is trying to put you in alignment with better partners, people who can really pour into your cup, do for you, give to you. But it's definitely going to take, you know, with that heart home energy that came up before, tapping into that heart chakra, you're going to have to manifest this person through love in some way, through your heart in some way. And it could be just accepting the current situation. I mean, that is how you would become in harmony with the situation. Accepting it as it is, and then moving accordingly. We have serendipity and a change in the wind. So there's also just like an energy of there's an end of an era, an end of a season here. The version of yourself that you had to be, that may have been more in your masculine energy or more in control, was definitely needed in a different time in your life. And there's ebbs and flows to life. There's times where you're going to be, you know, more masculine, more assertive. Like when you're in school, you have to be more assertive, because if there's a distraction, if you're looking for it, you're going to find it. There's people who want to waste your time, activities that can take up your time, so many things that you can commit to, or so many things that can get you out of alignment. So that's a time you really got to be in your masculine, because you have to hustle, you have to want it, you have to choose it, you have to be organized, you have to make a plan for it. But in other times, it's more beneficial to be in your feminine, and you're not in that era where you have to hustle so hard, or at least when specifically talking about love, you have to put in so much work and do the most to bring it together. Spirit is bringing this one true love to you. So we have the Y card and we have Imagine. Spirit is really wanting you to get into visualization. Anything you can do to visualize a love coming together, or to visualize sending energy to your heart chakra, would really be beneficial. And with this Y card, I feel like you have a lot of questions. Maybe getting into, like, you know, some form of truth, magic, or divination will help you. But honestly, time brings all revelation. And time heals all, because it brings us revelation and perspective. So I do feel like you'll get on the right path in time. But I also feel like you really have to be real with yourself about what it is that you want, because I don't feel like your one true love is like your desire, like I don't feel like it's in alignment with your shadow, or like what you typically go for. So Spirit is trying to unlock you. And yeah, that's what I got. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is what came out for you today, group 2. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the green zebra stone, this is your reading. We're going to be using the Arcanum Tarot for you today, and we are going to see who is your one true love, group 3, your truest love. Spirit, show us that person today for group 3 with the green zebra stone. Who is their one true love? Show us that person. Ooh, first time Daddy Saturn came out today. We got Daddy Saturn, we got Earth. Okay, so this person may be more serious, more stoic. Oh God, we got Pisces, the last of the zodiac, water energy, deep water energy. So this person is very vulnerable, genuine, real, present, grounded, a little scary. It's almost scary how real they're willing to be, or how deep they will go. This person may have learned harsh lessons growing up. They may have had struggles with certain vices as well. Pisces are always more susceptible to that type of energy, being ruled and so heavily influenced by Neptune. So add that to Earth energy, add that, okay, you can't forget about Mother Mushroom, okay? Listen, Earth energy could be very trippy. And then we got Saturn, which is the planet of karma, law and order, cause and effect, lessons. So, this person, wow, they're very, very deep. They have gone through a lot of life. And then we have air. They come across as an old soul, very intelligent. They have a lot of wisdom, but a lot of real life experiences that they've gone through. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has spent a night in jail. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has spent a night stranded. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has many like crazy experiences where they barely escaped, you know, with their life. This person has gone through a lot of life and they've learned, I don't want to say the hard way, but they've learned a lot of lessons through experience. And I feel like they're reformed now. So this is someone who has like, you know, quite the past, quite the history, okay? They could have been, you know, in a totally different kind of crowd when they were younger. This is one of those type of people who it's like, it feels like they've lived like 3, 4, 5 lives in one, because their 20-year-old self is very different than their 30-year-old self. Like, I feel like they have these like 5-year-long blocks of time where they had like these totally different eras. One where they were maybe, you know, without a home, couch surfing, trying different things, okay, substances, trying different things, like really taking it there. And then like the era that you'll probably meet them in, they're showing up with Venus, Leo, and Cancer as their evolved version, or the version that you kind of see of them now. So Venus, they still like a good time, but Venus is like calculated play, especially when you have it with Cancerian energy that gives it a little bit more depth and feeling and intuition. And then we have Leo, which honestly doesn't really help. That would be more of an amplifier. So it looks like this person is very much so still fun. But with that Cancer element, I just know they've been through some things that still sit with them to this day, because there's certain things that they still don't do to this day, because they have past experiences that have taught them the hard way that this isn't something you can do, or this isn't something that works for you, you know, da 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 da. They have like wisdom and foresight with them now, but they have had a good time. Like, this person has partied like a rock star. They could have even gone through a phase where they really struggled with that, really struggled with coming back to earth and living like a normal life or something. It's like creepy. It's like that SpongeBob episode where it's like, you know, he turns into a sponge that's like really, you know what I'm talking about, with the rounded corners, that episode. Oh, I'm trying to think what era that was from. Was that from when he started to work at that restaurant that wasn't owned by Mr. Krabs, and then you had that creepy, anyways, it doesn't matter. It's just an example anyways. But it can be a little creepy because it's like, oh, you're like, what? How has a person like this gone through? And you know what? A good example of this energy is like Robert Downey Jr. Because that's why Iron Man was able to be so powerful, because Robert had a career in acting. He's quite up there in age. Okay, he looks good, but he's up there, and he's had a hard history with complete like substances. Like, he had a history where he was all up and through jail. Like, Robert Downey Jr. has like had the highs of being an actor, and then the lows of, you know, getting into certain things in life, and then came back up again. And we all love him today, and most people don't even know about his history. So it's kind of giving me a little bit of that vibe, where it's like, you'd be surprised how much you can love someone with this energy. But it's like, damn, they've lived so much life, and you know that they have so much grit to them, but the way that they kind of still are playful, or who they are, makes them even more attractive, because it's like, you know, most people would allow life to get them down, or they would feel like an outcast for their whole life, you know, if they've been through some hard experiences, or jail, or without a home, or without, like, you know, what society tells us we have to have. But this person, like, you know, RDJ, they don't allow it to get them down. They rebel against that. They're stepping further in who they are, and a bit cocky on top of that about it, because they're not ashamed of themselves. They're proud, you know, of overcoming all of those things. So this person definitely has some grit. This person can be a little mischievous and intelligent. I'm almost getting like a little bit of Loki energy with them as well. If you're into, you know, the Avengers references, I'm getting a little, you know, Loki energy, where it's like, you know, a little bit of a trickster. Let's see. So Spirit, for group 3, where are they in relation to meeting this one true love? How will they meet this one true love? Or where are they in that process? How are they connected to this one true love? I feel like you guys have a lot of responsibilities in this life, which is so freaky because we have the freaking covenant that just came out. And that's exactly the energy I was thinking. We have the watchers, and then we have mindful. At the bottom of mindful, it says groupthink. At the bottom of watchers, it says transpersonal. So that in itself let me know that, ooh, you guys probably have a lot of responsibility in this life. You can't exactly parlay. And you may have felt that even since you were younger, like, and you didn't know why. But it's probably because you have a lot of generational curses or things you're meant to overcome in this lifetime. Because I could tell right away for you, group 3, I'm like, the watchers are showing up. Shit. That means gang is in the house. Like, your spiritual team is like, no, there's other things you have to do in this lifetime. So if you're going to be linked up with someone, it's going to have to be easy. It's going to have to make sense. It's going to have to be right, because what they're not going to do is distract you from fulfilling out your life purpose. So I already knew that. And then we have the covenant that came out. Card number 7 in this deck. The covenant with sacred contract. So in terms of where you are in relation to this person, I can definitely tell you can only connect with this person if it's right. We have the net caster, which is really good. So I would say that your guides are in favor of you meeting your one true love. And this is likely going to happen through you pursuing some sort of gift, creativity, or stepping into yourself further. We have the joyful muse with inspiration, card number 33. So yeah, you meeting this person is happening through you being inspired and following like some sort of path for a gift. And we have the net caster with preparations come to fruition. So it's looking like your spiritual team is bringing this person to you, and they do have a lot of control in terms of when you're going to meet this person as well. You know, with the watchers around and the group think, with the collective energy, it's like there's multiple ancestors and guides that have heavy influence over your life and how it goes. There's some sort of soul contract that you are in at this time. And you're only going to meet this one true love if they're acting right. Because it's like you're on the brink of breaking some really big, and you may already know that, like you're on the brink of breaking some really big generational curses. So they're just like, listen, we can't stop them from forever, but they're not going to get in the way before like the real work is done. The only way that they're going to be able to come, you know, soon is if they're showing up right. So we have the many masks here. At the bottom of the many masks, it says the authentic self. So again, there's this energy of you meeting this person through being your authentic self and your guides bringing them to you. It continue to express your creativity, continue to go deeper into who you are and embodying what it is that you like and the life that you want to lead. And this will naturally happen for you. Spirit, for group 3, their one true love. What else can you tell us about that for group 3? We have the 5 of Wands in reverse, so this will be rather easy for you. There's no power struggle needed here. So you're one of the girlies, one of the boys, okay, that don't have to worry about being super involved in the manifestation process, at least not at this time. I can definitely see, okay, gang is very strong in your energy. Your guys are not fucking around, okay? They're really watching out for you and making sure you stay on track to break those generational curses, because it's like you're breaking free. You're freeing the bloodline at this time. That's gonna override, you know, any BS. So they definitely have to be showing up right. Spirit, what can you tell us about them and how they're showing up? Is the one true love in alignment with group 3? Are they in alignment? Are we waiting for group 3? Or are they already here? We have the Three of Wands, so they kind of have this attitude and energy right now of expectation and waiting. I would say they're probably already ready for you, and it's just a matter of time. And I like that they're showing up in this kind of like wise, grounded Three of Wands energy, because that lets me know that they're not fighting against like the timeline, which is really good. So they're going to be patient, you know, enough to stand in the right place in order to be able to connect with you and meet with you. So that's good to see that they're not fighting against the grain and fighting themselves and fighting the universe, fighting the process. We have these that flipped over on the top, and I was going to take them, but they didn't fall out, so we'll see if they come out again. Spirit, are those cards for us? Do we need those? What do we need to hear? Let's see what we got. We got the Eight of Pentacles, the Sun in reverse, the Page of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. That is so interesting. You guys are getting a lot of Pentacle and Wand energy, by the way, fire sign and earth sign energy. But with the Eight of Pentacles and the Sun in reverse, this is one of those times where it's just not like fun. It's really a matter of like karma, law and effect, Saturn kind of bringing this in. I feel like this person, Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups, I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how you have interacted in this life, though. I feel like you guys will have some sort of scary like or weird synchronicity. It reminds me of this video I saw a long time ago, and it was like, I was sad that my, you know, mother would never, I was sad my mother never got the chance to meet my boyfriend because she passed before before we were together. And then she shows this picture of his, of an old yearbook. And she was like, and then I found out my mom was his teacher in 3rd grade. So you guys are going to have some sort of like weird connection or synchronicity where it's like, yo, we've known each other for a long time, like literally, but we didn't directly know each other. This could be the person that fulfills like your work requests at work. Say like you know, work from home and you put in for time off. This is like the person who handles the schedules, but of course you never interact with that person directly. And it's like, you're going to end up making the connection after you guys are together that you actually have a lot of connection and interaction. Yeah, we have the Lovers card here, you guys. This is happening through divine direction. Spirit is definitely bringing this, you know, to you. The Lovers always has that higher element of spirit kind of leading two people together. And with that Sun card in reverse, I really feel like that backs it up, because Sun card in reverse is not the best energy. It's very uncomfortable, especially coming out with the Eight of Pentacles. It feels very forceful. It feels very matter of fact. It feels very Saturnian, where it's like, nah, Sun in reverse, this isn't happening in your time or the way you want it. Eight of Pentacles, this is a manifestation, you know, it's a product of hard work and divine direction and order. So Spirit is just telling you really to be open, but to open your heart chakra and your solar plexus chakra by creating your art and artistic pursuits. I feel like that is all that's really required of you right now. And Eight of Pentacles is kind of like head down working, you know. Let's just focus on the matters at hand. We have Judgment in reverse and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So, I feel like this may not be the right time. Like maybe you feel like you've been ready for a relationship before now, but that's not in alignment with your soul contract. That's not in alignment with your other obligations in this life. So there is this like unsavory element of not having control or not being able to have something in the time that you want it or the way that you want it. Seven of Wands in reverse, not being able to control the outcome in the way that you want to. Or not being able to work on this. Like, I feel like you guys, some of you may be really lost in the sauce right now, because it feels like you don't have anything to do. And it just feels like, what am I supposed to do? Just very awkward. So you're trying to navigate like, okay, what do you do when Spirit is telling you like there's nothing for you to do? Well, we got Capricorn with the Boss that has just come out. So Spirit is saying like Eight of Pentacles, card number 33, the Joyful Muse from this deck, talking about connecting into your artistic pursuits, connecting into your Capricorn energy, your boss energy. What do you want to do in this lifetime? I'm telling you, like Capricorn is, I'm pretty sure, ruled by Saturn, at least partly, but it is that Saturnian energy. It says serious, authoritative, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring. That's like a perfect descriptor of the process. And, you know, Capricorns always get this like, people know them, they get this rep for being like hard workers, and it's not that they're like the hardest workers. I actually find that Capricorns work way smarter than harder. Like if we're talking bar for bar, work for work, you're not going to see Capricorn like slaving away at the workplace. They're typically the ones in the workplace with a little bit more of the rebellious attitude. Like that is not in my job description. I'm not doing that. And you can get mad, Amanda. You can get mad, Karen. You can get mad, manager, but it's not in my description. I'm not getting, anyways, I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not doing it. But Spirit is telling you, you know, to, or at least that this will manifest in a Saturnian kind of way, you know, and to focus on your, you know, stability, your discipline, or your creative pursuits at this time. We have Pluto, the planet of transformation, so there will be some sort of transformation that happens that helps bring this together. Some sort of big Plutonian, like, you know, Pluto is like the planet of regeneration, beginning and endings. So it's kind of like Tower card energy, like in the tarot deck, where it's like typically it indicates some sort of like dismantling so something else can be built. So there may have been an ending that happened just before this, or there may be a lot of transformative, like, energy. Spirit is really working with you right now, trying to get you to surrender to like all these new changes. It says renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, cycles, death, rebirth. So again, this is happening like really outside of you, very naturally. We have Aries with the fire starter. Aries is the first of the zodiac, ruling the first house, the house of self. And it's all about like personal power and taking things into your own hands, but in a way where it's like, okay, I'm going to live in the now. Like I can only control what I control, what I can control. I'm going to fight for myself, Aries. I'm going to create myself. I'm going to discover who I am and commit to who I am. I'm going to fine tune who I am. But then we have the 12th house with surrender, you know. It says the unconscious mind, dreams, karma, forgiveness. Karma archetype keeps coming up here, like cause and effect type of archetype. Akashic record, spiritual development. Spirit may be trying to give you revelations again through dreams and spiritual ways. So if Spirit is, you know, leading you into some spiritual growth, definitely lean into that and honor that. But it's really surrender required of you. And then Aries stepping further into who you are by embodiment of the things that you love. And that can be an art, that can be a skill, or that can just be creating a vibe for yourself and allowing yourself to enjoy that vibe. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Group 3. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose Group 4 with the Sodalite Crystal Point, this is your reading. We're going to be using the Wheel of the Year. The Wheel of the Year Tarot for you today, and we're going to see Group 4, who is your one true love, Spirit. This is for Group 4 with the Sodalite. Show us their one true love. Who is that? We have Gemini, Leo, and Venus coming up to describe this person right away. So Gemini, they can keep you intellectually stimulated. That is air energy, the dualistic twin sign. So this person has a good amount of darkness, a good amount of light, balance. They have passion, they have fire, they have stability, they have strength and determination. They have, you know, kind of all sides. And then we have Venus, the planet of love, relationships, stimuli. fun, exploration. And then we have Leo. We know that lion archetype, heart chakra connection, fire, confidence, family-oriented energy. So right away, they kind of seem like the full package, you know. They got the Venus aspect that can really turn you on, keep you activated, keep you, you know, kind of wanting your person and desiring them. But then they also have the Gemini aspect, keeping you intellectually and mentally stimulated, and the Leo heart space connection and character that you need to want to, you know, really settle down with someone. So they kind of have like everything you need. They're one true love, spirit. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So we have Saturn, and then we have water that has just come out. Water would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in terms of signs, but the water element is about intuition. It is feminine energy, connection, the subconscious, the unconscious. And then we have Saturn, which is like karma, cause and effect, the planet of lessons, universal order. So this person, they're really organized. They have a strong sense of self. They have strong opinions, and they have some depth to them with that water energy. So they can really go toe to toe with you. Like if you need someone who really keeps you engaged, really makes you feel understood, you're really gonna like them. Spirit, what else can you tell us about this person? What do they like? Very fun, I'm hearing. This person is very fun. We have the sun, which is divine masculine energy. So they have a lot of masculine and feminine. This is a balanced person. We have the sun, and then we have Pisces, the last sign in the zodiac. Interesting that Pisces is showing up with this other energy, especially with the contrast to all the fire coming up here. But we have water here as well. So this person, like, and again, it's like that duality, you know, like fire and water. Like this person has this dualistic nature to them where it's like they're good, but also bad, nice, but also mean, aggressive, but also comforting. Like they will really shock you with how they're able to like be such different versions of themselves. Also evolutionarily, like as they evolve, you get more of certain energies. So, you know, when they were younger, they probably had more of that like Piscean energy, a little bit of a rebellious energy, more based off of feeling. In old age, typically people lean more into that Gemini energy, Saturnian energy, where they allow themselves to go deeper beyond what they know. You know, so it's like, as this person grows and evolves, you'll see different sides of them be more prominent, but they really are a well-rounded kind of person. They have like well-rounded experience, a well-rounded character, where it's like, you can tell, like, you know, they've been through some stuff and they learned some stuff and they've evolved over time. I'm also hearing this person just gets better with age. So they may be a little older than you. They may be a salt and pepper zaddy. Okay, salt and pepper mommy. They may be getting a few grays. Spirit, where are they in relation to their one true love for group 4? How will they get into this relationship? Or where are they in relation to their one true love? How will they meet them? How will this come in? How are they connected to them now? Spirit, show us their connection for group 4. I see that you guys are already connected. You may be connected in the dream space. You may even have past lives together, which when you have a past life love connection, it's always so much easier for you to connect with that person because you already have experience around this soul. So it's like typically past life love connections just so happen to naturally gravitate towards each other through life experience because subconsciously they can connect with this person and bridge that gap. So they kind of have that advantage. So there could be a situation like that. You could have already met them in a dream space or at an event. You could have met them when you were younger at a camp or at school or in some sort of passersby situation where it's like you don't feel confident to communicate with them if you just so happen to already know them in this life. You don't feel confident to really, take action towards them or to try to bag them in that way for some of you. And some of you still haven't met like in the flesh, but we have the sky dancers with surrender and then the jeweled web with connectivity. So you're already connected in some ways. And I feel like it's some more than one, like not just like the dream space or not just in this way. Like I feel like you guys are connected in multiple ways already. We have lost in space. At the bottom of this card, it says needing direction. So I don't see that you're very linked up in terms of like your conscious mind. I don't feel like you have very much control at this time, or you've received very much revelation from spirit as far as like what you would need to do, or how this will come in, or when this will come in, or what is this person like, certain details are being hidden from you at this time. Spirit, what's up with that? We have the farther gate, and this one came out after I asked that last question specifically. Card number 55, you may be seeing 505, 515. But the farther gate says a bold step forward. So you may have had a twin flame soulmate denial or something like that. Some sort of someone who was like actually a gatekeeper, and you thought that this person was like the final product, but really they were the initiation. These cards kind of come up light, so I don't know if you can see that second gate, but it's like you may have been dealing with someone romantically that you already thought was the one, you already thought was like your one true love, your person, but there may have been some sort of soulmate denial, or it looks to me like that person was really just an initiation process. Like there's things you had to learn from them or experience through that relationship that connected you to this next level of better partners, more aligned partners. We have overflow with overwhelm and plenty. So you may be getting indistinguishable signs and signals at this point. Make sure you're practicing your spiritual protection. An easy way to do that is some return to sender work every morning. You can just do it quick, 10 seconds in the mirror. I'm sending back all negative energy, entities, spirits, places, whatever you want to say. I'm sending that back to the sender, any negative energy sent to me today, or I'm calling back my power into the space. And then after you do that ritual of calling back your power every morning, just doing that quick return to sender affirmation ritual in the mirror, and you're good to go from there, as long as you keep doing it and, keeping up on your spiritual cleansing. But with the overflow, I do feel like there is this like counterintuitive source that is keeping you from being able to step into a space where you can meet your one true love or where things happen easy for you. So this would be a good time to get some cord cutting work done or some banishing, return to sender work, having someone really who knows what they're doing. Unblock that BS from the past, call that power back for you. But I feel like you're also like you're receiving almost too many signs and signals right now. So it's kind of like you need a cleansing of your, mind, body, and spirit so that you can make sure you're only receiving messages and downloads from reliable sources, energies, guides, beings that want the best for you. And to also make sure, the line is clear, you gotta shift the radio. It has to be, like in those old school radios that has like the silver antenna. You got to make sure that John is in the right direction for it to work for you. Otherwise, you're not getting your station. You're not getting your station. And that's exactly the same with, spiritually. You got to make sure your spiritual antennas are pointed in the right direction so that they're only receiving messages from the station or the being or God, spirit, whatever it is you're really needing and wanting to connect with. So we have the cosmic web with the divine feminine, and then we have in the hand, the universe is your partner. Oh my God, this is the first time this card has come up since I've been using this deck. In the hand, the universe is your partner. This card doesn't come out very often, definitely rare. So Spirit is really wanting to work with you. And with this, oh, sorry, did I say the cosmic web? I meant to say the cosmic womb. The cosmic womb with the divine feminine. Spirit is trying to get you to surrender more to your feminine energy at this time, so you can be more in energy of receiving. But I see you already related in some way to your one true love, like you guys have connected in the dream space, the astral, some sort of spiritual realm, or in some sort of way. You've already connected or seen each other, and you're just out of each other's perception, like just out of each other's reach. Like, say you work at a store and this is one of the, I don't know what you call them, like distributors, or, like if you have if you work at a gas station or something, you'll have like the Coke guy that will come in and bring all the Coke products, like you have like someone who is connected to you and very much so a part of your life, but you're just missing each other. Like you're not perceiving them, or you're just missing them physically. And I don't feel like that's something in your control. I feel like, especially with that sky dancer energy that came up before, that Spirit is, in the lead of this connection. Spirit, what else can you tell us for group 4? Who is their one true love? What else can you tell us about their one true love? We have the 5 of Cups in reverse and the 9 of Cups in reverse. So I see you guys are kind of just in this black kind of energy. Like 5 of Cups in reverse, you're not exactly showing up as pessimistic, but 9 of Cups in reverse, you don't have full faith and confidence like in the ethers and this big divine plan or in yourself at all times. So, and I feel like that's okay. We got the 7 of Pentacles. Well, okay. Well, we got the Hangman in reverse and the 6 of Swords in reverse. So 7 of Pentacles is okay, because 7 of Pentacles is kind of a meh part of the journey where it's like very easy to be pessimistic or glass half empty versus glass half full. So I feel like if mindset is your biggest struggle right now, I feel like, okay, that's one of those that's like, okay, you got to take the bad with the good sometimes, it's not always going to be perfect. But we have the 6 of Swords in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. So there's definitely still a need for you, group 4, to find something that works for you, to find a new norm or a comfortable space. It's like you don't have your footing and you're not obsessed with like, I just heard anymore. Some of you may have been really obsessed with love in the past or things coming together. You're not showing up that way. But you're also not showing up as engaged. So I feel like there's just like this need for you to find what's going to work for you, or just to get some sort of clear messaging. Spirit, can you give group 4 a really clear messaging about what they can do or what's being called of them at this time? I feel like you just may need that extra reassurance or confirmation that you're on the right track and doing the right thing, because there's all this talking about surrender, but you're obviously still being overwhelmed with messages at this time. So there are things that your guides, at least your ancestors, are guiding you to do and calling you to do. So you need to know like how things are connected. I just feel like you guys need a little more foresight in order to be comfortable. It's like, okay, Spirit, I will do things your way, like but I'm gonna need to feel like a partner. I'm gonna need to be able to see what we have going on. So there's a power struggle happening with this 5 of Wands between you and Spirit. But we also have the Strength card here, so I do see you rising to the occasion and having the tools to make it through. This honestly may be one of those times where you're just kind of being called to shelter in place, because even asking Spirit specifically, like, okay, what's being called of you? I'm getting the 5 of Wands and the Strength card. Spirit is like, just stick it through. Like, just keep going. So this may be one of those journeys where there's a lot of twists and turns and a lot of things being called to you and no clear path. But it's like, okay, after you take all the steps, yeah, you will be at the end destination. But it's like you didn't have the most direction in the meantime where you were going. So it could be very off-putting. It could be very uncomfortable to surrender to that journey. We have the Devil, in reverse. I just feel like you want to know that things aren't going to be in vain. With the 9 of Pentacles, you know what you have the ability to offer someone. It's not that you don't see your value. It's just 9 of Cups in reverse, more of a lack of faith than value. And Devil in reverse, not wanting to mess up or do things wrong. And I see where this is coming from because Spirit is dodging me. Like, I'm like, okay, Spirit, well, I can see they just need the extra reassurance. They just need the clear way. We did have the High Priestess that wanted to bounce up just a second ago. So I feel like there's just like a need to know, and I'm not getting that. Like, Spirit's not even giving it to me. We have the Princess of Wands in reverse. Spirit is like, I'm not giving you exactly the place. So we're at a standstill. And I get why, you know, Spirit came through with that Strength card, 5 of Wands energy, because it really is just a matter of time, a matter of being determined and keep going. And you'll see and have all the revelations in retrospect, but you got to get out of it to have a retrospect. So it's like you got to make it through first. Spirit, can I get some advice for group 4? You seem to have the most like unclear path to this person. Spirit is just telling you to surrender, but I feel like you're getting a lot of mixed messages at this time. So it's very frustrating. I'm glad we're picking up on them. There is a person. And with this farther gate, Spirit is giving you like confirmation, like, yes, this is what you've been waiting for. Like, you know, it's on the other end of what you already thought was the final destination. So there's something here, but I do see Spirit kind of ducking and dodging low key. We have Chiron with healing, which is very interesting. Chiron is coming up. Chiron is the wounded healer, so it, you know, takes people from where they are and, you know, it heals them. It heals the wounded. It says healing power, growth, amends, release, personal development, self-doubt, generational trauma, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpower, divinity, softness, cleansing, and pain. So a little bit of cleansing, a little bit of the spiritual aspect, and a little bit of release and self-development. So I feel like at this point, you're in the mind and soul aspect. Like, you always got to work on yourself, you know, mind, body, and soul. I feel like the body and what you bring to the table or how you show up in this 3D world is good and acceptable. And it's just about that soul development. But mainly mind development at this time. So Spirit is trying to call you into healing, and I don't see that there's like a bunch of manifestation work or hard work that you have to do outside of like the natural to achieve this one true love, to be in this connection. We have a trine. So trine is an aspect. A trine is when 3 planets are working together, and it's a positive astrological influence. It says harmonizes, enriches, benefits. And that's so funny. We were just talking about that mind, body, soul, because Spirit always sends me the angel number 333 when there's something out of alignment, mind, body, and soul, and telling me to check into that. And then we get the trine, which is that 3 numerology. So 3s may be very significant to you, or at this time, a huge angel number you're seeing. It's like even when you start to receive new angel numbers that you haven't seen in before or in a long time, there will be a 3 worked into it somehow. And then we have Capricorn with the boss. So these are what came up when I'm asking Spirit, like, okay, for advice. So with with Chiron and healing, that's something natural that happens through shadow work, through making new friends, having new experiences as well. But honestly, just time, because different revelations will allow you to go further into healing. Trine represents that there are aspects outside of you that are helping you. So that's really good. Honoring your ancestor rituals, and, if you have like an ancestor altar or an altar which you connect with your guides, that'll be really good. And then we have Capricorn, the boss. So Spirit is telling you to lean into, your Capricorn side, your Capricorn connection. Look where Capricorn is in your natal chart, and that's a place where you can work on. But also, Capricorn is known for having that connection to Saturn and for putting in the hard work. So I feel like Spirit is saying, like, throwing yourself into work or working on a project would also really benefit you at this time. And yeah, that's what I have for you, group 4. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you today. I'll talk to you soon.